Okay. So I'll show some like thumbnails I made. So I have this one I haven't used yet. So this one is for the
Oh,
Akumu 9 hour
funny. That's annoying. Oh
video I
yeah.
may do a react to. I don't know. My sort of plan with this one is to try to go like make it like a bit poppy, but like it's like okay, so I'm viewing a piece of media, so I'm gonna just put it in a TV, sort of like a bit of a framing device because I was trying to find like an image of Akumu, but I couldn't really find like a decent one that I could just like put it in the thumbnail. So I was like, okay, I'll just take an image from the video and plop it into the center. So we're gonna go here. So
Okay.
see, let me check this one. Let's see. It's a good one. Okay, here we go. This bread taste one. So Falgi sent me two references, like the Mac ones for this, which was Misery and Baby Reindeer,
Yeah.
and then gave me the directive like, hey, put him inside of a bong, like have a bong in it. And I'm like, okay, I put inside the bong. So, and then he's like, oh, let's wrap a snake around. I'm like, okay, put a snake. So what I did here is like I put two snakes on top of each other, one like kind of like a bit erased, so it would like better appear on here. Okay, that. The thing is, like with Rose Malay, she does not have a lot of good like photos of her online. So I'm like, I just pick something random that would work with like her placement. And then for the text, what I did is I originally picked out a template that was in here. So Canva basically has like templates and different elements that you can like basically search through. Kind of think of like scrapbooking almost. I what's the one other I know there's a free one people use, Falgi, that have been mentioned. Ibis or something? Okay, he's busy right now.
Yeah.
Let me see. So like I don't think I don't think it comes up here, but I think I would just pick like I don't do that. I'll just pick like I usually don't go for whatever's presented in this image. I try to keep an eye on for the text that is in here and like how it's laid out. So for let's go back. So this one's like mukbang cake ASMR. I
Oh.
wouldn't pick that for anything just because I don't like how the text is laid out, but I would go for let's see.
There was a lot more environmental
This one.
stuff in this game.
So this as replace as a new page. So this one I use for the 2 Mad thumbnail, just the placement of the text back here. So I'll show that not the one we not the unused one, the one we are eventually going to use again. So this one just has like a figure in front of large text. So let me delete that. Go find the 2 Mad one. Show you. Here we go. Here we go. Eventually, when we do the 2 Mad segment, we'll be using this one. It's slightly different than the original one we used before we got derailed by Chris the Narc into the Rose Malay rabbit hole. So this one is the Redux. So for this, originally it was just the red text, but I was like, okay, so it's gonna be like a Redux. It's gonna be slightly different. So I go into elements. No, that's not what I do. No, I'm gonna do this position. I have to go into position because I have like a filter over this, and it's selecting that. So I went to here. You're able to grab effects, and I'm able to like to change the style of the text. You're like able to have like these different options for this. For 2Mad himself, I ran him through a filter, which is little apps over here. You can like make him into like bad TV, trippy, screen. Excuse me. I didn't start using these until recently because I didn't notice they were there. Because you can only really see this right here. But like actually doing this like looks really fucking good. And the stamp was just me going into here for this, just typing stamp, grabbing this, and then just changing it, and then finding a text that works with it. Because this looks really well if you like to do like more like scrapbooking for your thumbnails than just create like whole cloth in like Photoshop. I find for me it's a bit easier because I have like some bases to work off of, and then if I need to like really get nitty gritty, I can drag it into Clip Studio Paint. So let me Okay. So I did this thumbnail for K-Huck because her artist was unavailable. So for this, like this one right here, actually no, let me go to the other one because this is a second one I did for K-Huck. I may have not saved. Okay, so I made 2 for her, but what I did, the difference between the 2 is I like flipped and changed Jar's like filter for him, and I add like the squiggles on his face for the second thumbnail. Just because like Jar has like a couple like easy to grab images online that you can just use the background remover, which you have to pay to use, which the background remover works excellently. I'll say 99% of the time works great. Like sometimes like for Falgies like PNG, it misses out some of the white stuff between like the more intricate parts of the back pieces. Oh, hey, K-Huck. I'm just showing off some thumbnail stuff. Great timing. Yeah, so I was just going over like, so for my idea for this thumbnail was like, okay, I went and looked at kind of K-Huck's like sort of theming because I saw like a lot of the thumbnails. There's like a lot of pinks. So I was like, okay, so we're gonna do pink as a background, and then I'll grab like a good poppy blue color that works with it. So I went with this blue color, and I've noticed like a lot of people's thumbnails include the textile of Gagarin, like this specific style. Like Beckett uses it a lot in his thumbnails. I don't know if Diesel uses it a lot in his thumbnails. I know at least with the previous client I worked for, he tried to have people not use text in thumbnails, but he broke that rule when he worked on his own thumbnails.
You also should be using text in thumbnails.
Yeah, text is very catching.
Yeah, it's very catching.
True.
So it is like a interesting thing to say that, because like that's like the whole part of the point is to have some of that there.
I don't want to grab their thumbnails to kind of give an example just because of obvious reasons, but like
no, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'll show some of my own like for this channel's thumbnails that I have like a lot I've made, but I have not used most of them because they're basically prepared. So one I really like is this one for Aquanauts Holiday, and I basically it's a game about like going in the ocean and like researching fish. So basically what I did is I like went into let me open it. I went into elements and I just typed I think it was just like the ocean, seaweed, like different pieces, and just basically add it on top of each other. So if you go into position, you go into the layers, all these are like different layers I'd like added on top of each other to kind of create this scene. And I have like the little part 1 down there with like a bit of a different color to make it pop a bit more. And I have like, I also added in my little VTuber like Vroid model, like kind of like in that as like and he's talking to the the shark. So like with these, I try to like include the game's logo or like the start screen in some form. So like, let's go like this one. This is just
game logos are very recognizable.
A promo for the game. So what I did is I got like an in-game screenshot from somebody who uploaded, then I put the logo on top of it, and then I add some effects to it. And then I actually went this one I updated, and I actually went back and did like the little trippy effect for Grave in the background, because I'm like, I feel like it adds a bit more if it's a bit more like grungy just because of the style of this specific game. Okay, this one. This is for eventually when I play Forspoken. It's gonna be basically the crazy cat lovers only edition, where it's just gonna be me trying to catch all the cats. It's very cat focused. So I just went in online and just grabbed all the different images of the cats you can get and just add my own cat in the background right here. Because I was just like, I'll just make this goofy. It doesn't need to be like perfect. But if we want to do something more, what's the word I'm looking for? So this one, Leadhead. Okay. So my inspiration. Okay, so Falju, you wanted a more like true crime sort of like background.
Yes,
But
this was like interesting.
so when we were watching her video, I was like pause, and I took a screenshot of like her in this moment because it was like the most perfect, like it works perfectly with this setting. Like it was just like sometimes you just need to watch the video and you'll like get like a good like screenshot of something that will work amazing once you put it in context with the rest of the piece. And like I think like tilting the text adds it like a bit more of like sort of like unease to it. Cause like I could just like had it like just normal right here. It's like, yeah, that's not I mean, yeah. Okay. Looking at it right here, it's like, alright, that's interesting, but like it just makes it more unnerving if it's just like, oh, covering up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see what's another one. That'll work. We have a couple of the. Let's see what this one. This one hasn't. This will be out next week on the channel. Oh no, it's. There we go. So this is the Review Tech QSA thumbnails. These are very specific. So I just have Q over here, and then I have like whatever subject and like a little bit of text over here, just kind of giving you an idea of what's happening. And these are just like I just swap it out as like whatever the subject is. Let me see. Go back. Go back here. Let's see. Oh, this one is gonna be. Do I not? Yes. Okay. Okay. So this one is gonna be members only. It's gonna probably be later, just because like shit with the video. But this one is the the Darich one. So
Oh yeah, the Darich one does have to be members only. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be
Because
members
there's
only.
stuff in it.
Yeah, even though I
that
like
one
censored the
really
shit
hurt.
out of it, but so this one's the Passion of the Ascended Omnigooner, and I have like Jesus on the cross and it's burning. It is just as wild as it seems. And this one I add a little bit more like fire effects in the background to kind of match with like the fire on the text. So let's go back here. Let's see if there's anything. So okay. So this one, oh no, I don't know if I want to show that one because that's a future thing we haven't dug into. I won't show that one. Okay, here, let's do these two. Okay, so these are on our channel right now. So we went with this one for the Cataclysm Dinky Jabbo kind of drama stuff. So for this one, I specifically was looking at how Cataclysm did her thumbnails. Because she usually has herself and then the subject in it. This one was the other one that we didn't use. So she just had the shy fingers.
Yeah.
Kid and Clyde. It's like it works fine, but like we agreed like this one works a bit better. Just it's minimal, but it's very much like you could mistake it for one of hers in like retrospect, I think.
Which is kind of the point.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, the style that we try to do from time to time is mimicry inside of the thumbnails, because you do want to like get at their specific audience as well.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, I want to steal their audience. No, this is like you want to create like a
connection.
You do want to create a connection that it feels like from what they're going towards. Beckett has talked about this. He does this in his videos. Like that. That's why so like, or the streams. That's why most times you'll see like for animation, like ACC videos, he will use a VTuber or he'll use other art pieces. And he's talked about it openly on stream, and I actually spoke with him a little bit privately on it, just like to get a little bit more of a bigger feel for it. And that's what I've that's kind of just been the modus operandi for how we do our whatchamahoozies.
Edited videos.
Yeah, our edited videos. For
like
our
let me pull up the do I have it? Actually, I'll just grab it. You can continue.
Like everybody has a really interesting and different style.
So
that's a cool one.
This one.
I gotta make my eyelashes.
So for the fucking Dr. Disrespect one, I was like, okay, we're in the middle of streaming, and Fally's like, oh, let's put like the pedo hunter, like, or the that you saw.
It's the pedo mark.
Pedo mark. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do that on Dr. Disrespect face with the gun, but we had to like, I was told to, you need to censor the gun, so it's originally supposed to look like this. But...
It was originally supposed to be, it was originally supposed to be like what it actually is, but I did get very good advice from one of our orbiters. Their name is FPS Diesel, and they were like, it'll probably get flagged immediately. And I was like, you know what? Bet. FPS Diesel is our orbiter.
I can't believe FPS Orbiter would shoot us down like that.
So yeah, you got the chess piece, the pawn. This one here, we did the other day, which this one was just one I did. As soon as we were like, oh hey, we want to cover this, I was just like, okay, I just made something quick, and I just put like a dunce cap on Ixolan.
Yeah.
I didn't have any images for Acespace, so I just grabbed his YouTube icon. I know he has like one he uses when he's like on Beckett's stream, but I didn't have the time to go and like grab it and then like mess around with it.
Yeah.
I do ask, like, if you're a YouTuber and you have like a little Sona, make it easy for people to get access to it so they can put it on thumbnails if you want to be in people's thumbnails. I mean, I guess I could have gone to his Twitter. He probably has it there, because that's where, when we were doing some thumbnails with Beckett in it, not right, on this channel, I had to go like hunt down like one of his like little drawings to like give it to a thumbnail artist. And I did some like little fuckery with the images to kind of give them like a bit like a different feel. So when you look at it, you're like, okay, so these are two different people. And I put Acespace specifically over here so you know Acespace. It's like, okay, so you're talking about him. And then you put the dunce cap, which I could have just done like a little hat and put the dunce word on it, but I'm like, okay, this was just faster. So got that one, got that. Which I was like, the whole like the splatter thing was just it looks cool, but it was also hide the fact that you can't see the lower half of his body, and I need the gun to be specifically at this location to look the best. So I'm like, okay, I just need to grab something to like hide, and then put like different splatter over here to kind of like make it work. And also like I put him through like scan lines because like part of his shoulder got cut off just because of how I clipped it. So I felt like having this was like an easy way to like hide imperfections and like things that just didn't make sense, like if it was just bare bones.
All right, I fixed my hunter.
So I get that. I keep most of these just because like, why not? It's not gonna penalize me. So let's see.
All does what take up just a little space.
I mean, this is on like a website and I pay for it, so
it's on a website.
So we got this one. Like, I don't know if we're ever gonna use one. It's 100,000 Years of Jar, and I have like the different people who've done like interviews or like with Jar. I think I spelled some people's names wrong. Yeah. So I would have to, whenever this actually is used, I would have to like make sure it's correct. It was just like a layout.
The only thing I can see being an issue is like the text for those names is just so small.
True.
It's like if you're scrolling through YouTube, you won't see those names.
I'll probably make it like that. So that's 20. I'm gonna get 25. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, I'm not a thumbnail artist, but I have a YouTube addiction, so I see a lot of thumbnails.
So one of the things I make sure to do, which I didn't do for this one, is I would basically grab the thumbnail and shrink it. So like about like here to like about here is pretty good for what will be on someone's phone. So if you're scrolling through, so like this is like the part is point like 10,000 Years Jar, and you have like I made like a little trace Ren Jar's like shocked face that he's in the maid dress through like a trace thing and just put it in the background. So I eventually plan to play this game. So this one was just basically like, okay, I want to have my character sitting fishing, but there's a person, oh no, right here. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna place my guy over there. The only issue is like, okay, so there's a thing called like frame. So this thing is in a frame, which is basically is like a cutout where you can drop an image into. I really can't move this thing, otherwise this will overwrite the frame. So sometimes things can be a bit wonky. So what I did is, this isn't really the logo, finger quotes, of the game. I just couldn't find, like, a good, like, logo of the game that would look good dropping it into here, so I just used text, which normally I don't do, because, like, if you try to, associate, like, a game with a thumbnail, you kind of want to, like, make it as familiar as possible. Like, let me go back here. Like, okay, so I got Spec Ops: The Line right here. So I basically ran this through shit because, like, people know what Spec Ops: The Line is about. But I made sure to have this right here. So if you're scrolling, it's like, oh, I may not recognize this right away because it's all fucked up, but this is Spec Ops: The Line. It's like, okay, I know what that is. This one was just like, okay, just drop like an image of a screenshot from the game and then just add shit on top of it, like bullet wound, bullets through glass, blood, like a screen sort of line thing, grit, and this fucking up the main character a bit. So let's go back. Let me see. Is there other good ones? I think, okay, so this one, okay, so we're gonna do the lazy one. This one is slightly different now. So this one is just a template. So go here, file. Okay, so what I did, because we're gonna do like an ASMR. We did an ASMR stream. I couldn't really think of, oh no, it's design, that's what I want, ASMR. I couldn't really think of like a good layout, so I went a bit lazy with it. So here. So this right here,
there we go.
Add into new page, is just the basic one. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna flip it and add another one, and then like move the text, probably change some of this, remove that. And this I made some like changes to this afterwards, just because I was messing around with like the filter settings, because sometimes I like to update thumbnails. Like this sometimes it's like doesn't require like a lot of work to like just take a template and just like mess around with it. Because some of these like oh, you
sorry, okay? I changed my Palico's name to Garfield Was Taken. so it's Cat, because I want Cat to be there as always.
Oh, okay. Here's a one we have not used for jar, which I really liked. Which is just I wanted to do like
jar.
We
haven't used it yet.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so I wanted to have like jar, like it's almost like a ransom note, but then like it's the phone calls because of Hempleton. So I'm like, okay, let's just get this. I make him screen tone just to match like this hand. And I was like, oh, I love it. I probably would tilt this a little bit, but I also like add like little drawings on top of this to like give a bit more pizzazz to what's happening here. Except the smiley face and like the little horns on the A. And I was like, I don't think I need to add anything to the R, because I had these like little lines right here coming for the phone. So I think that was fine. The only thing that I'm still not 100% sure on, let's see, is this right here. Like how dark I want this to be. Like whether I want like the color to be a bit more obvious or not. Just because I feel if I make it too bright, I feel like it like is a bit too distracting. So I think like right there should be fine.
Yeah, as long as it's not like just a white background either.
Yeah, like I felt like a gradient would not have fit like the overall style. So I was like, I want something that's like a bit like kind of like all over the place. Okay, so this one right here. So this is a kind of like a default one we sometimes use if we're going to do multiple subjects. So what I do is I basically grab images, position, and basically put them behind this big one and just resize them. So this was the... What was this one? I think this is the Polykill Reddit Clash.
Yeah, and that's the What is that, DJ Academics?
Yeah, right there. I think he gets mentioned as well. I don't know. I just think I just grab random shit.
Yeah, whatever the Patrick image is.
Oh, I just thought because it's like drama, so I thought like, oh, let me just put like Patrick. The only issue I feel like with this one is just that these images are a bit small, or like the TVs are a bit small, so I'm gonna remake my own one in Blender. I just have like other things I need to get done first before I do that. I mean, technically, it really depends on like my mood. I technically can work on it whenever I want, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like I feel like, okay, so if you're like, let's say here, it's kind of like you're scrolling, it's like, okay, you see that. So what I did, I figured like, okay, so what should I done here? What I should have done here is add text to kind of like explain exactly what's going on here. So let's go. So we eventually have a Shadiversity one plan. So I was like, okay, so what I did with this is like, okay, so we're gonna do Shadiversity. So I have like a bunch of images. Kind of pull it back. I'm like, it's kind of hard to tell because it's a generic white guy with a beard. So I just put text on top. What I did with the text, actually, is I found out that you can basically do, like, these, like, line version of the text, and you can layer on top of each other, and it gives that a bit more pop. That's what I did. Because I was messing around with a couple of I was looking at different templates, and I was like, oh, I like how the text was done here. How'd they do that? And I try to copy that. I just grabbed a random photo of someone's chest just to fill it out. He's drawing a bow. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Seeing Shadiversity just every time I think about him, it just ruins HEMA Club for me because I'm in a HEMA Club at my school.
Mm-hmm. I used to watch Shad, like when he would specifically do like medieval like weapons, swords, and all that, like talk about that stuff, but it just got weird when he started bringing his like politics into it and just.
Yeah, that's kind of where I watch him occasionally for the same reason.
Let's see.
Yeah, someone in my club mentioned him by name, like as someone to watch for like old stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I have I actually have like my sort of like tutorial template I have at least for my other channel. So like I would let me do so you can go file and I can make a copy. So make a copy. So I can't really use this, so I would probably change this. Fuck, what would it be? So I'd probably make this a bit bigger. Just make thumbnails in, and then I would probably grab like the logo for Canva. Actually, I probably would. I think I need to workshop this one a bit more, just because how I.
And what weapon should I run in single player? That's always the decision. Do I run the good old charge blade? You motherfuckers just left me here.
There you go. So this will be.
Motherfuckers just left me here. Oh yeah, look at my pantsless wonder.
And look at no one can see him.
Ready? Oh, cool. Now I got the.
So let's see. I picked like pastel lines. Let's see if I can find something that will work with this. So
no, it should be. Come on, pop. Okay. Pop.
There you go. So I really recommend Canva, like for making thumbnails. To get like the features, it is like, is it $14? $9 a month? But I think it's like worth it just because I do make a lot of thumbnails.
Yeah,
it was
I really do want to get back into photo editing though. Like, try to make stuff out of it.
Yeah, it was Corian and Wazowski turned me onto it. It's also really okay. So this so this right here, this background, I made this last night in Canva. So like this was just something I just put together. Let me see. I also made my previous background. I don't have it up right now, but I can go grab it real quick. Make sure I have it here. No, I do not. See if I can scroll for it. Nope. Scroll for it real quick. There it is. So this one I made in Canva as well. So I was going for like a stars ocean themed. So here, position. So it is, I layered a bunch of like different images on top of each other. And another thing I did was, okay, so there's two versions of this. This one is, what's what I'm looking for. I have a version that has basically a green screen behind it. So like if I wanted to basically bring it into, oh no, I just realized, whoops. Haha, I just realized I didn't have the browser up. Yeah, but for this one, I have two versions. This is the background. And if I was to have a foreground, I would have like a green box to be chroma keyed out. So I could put the whatever I want.
That's how you do it.
Whatever I wanted on here in here.
I have a charge /.
So instead of doing what I am right now, which is just placing this browser source on top, I would place it in between two different layers. I just haven't had the time to do that for this one because I made it last night, and I'm still like adjusting how it's laid out because like right now it's still a bit wonky just because of how I have like the little flowers placed. I had to move it down a little bit because I just realized it was like covering the flowers.
There we go. There it is. There's the combo I was looking for. Been a while since I've done this.
You can also make so this is unofficial right now. I made like a little art contest thing. We haven't decided when we're gonna do this, so this is just me sharing this. So you can make like a little banner, and you can have like I will basically export this as a GIF, and it'll play like this little static thing in the background.
Oh, I have to discharge.
It looks really cool. We'll probably announce this like much later. We haven't figured out what we want to do yet. It's just like an idea.
Again?
Yeah.
How do I discharge again?
I just really how this looks.
Oh, charges. Okay, I remember now.
So one thing I try to do as best I can is like have like a TV theme with our thumbnails, at least in some way, shape, or form. Just because off block, and then we have like televisions associated.
Yeah.
Let's see. But there's like also I also do it's like okay, we're gonna do this one. I also try to do like we do like since we do investigations, I try to have like a more like investigation sort of theme as well for like this specific the Daniel Green v Naomi King situation thing. I tried to be as neutral as possible with this one. So I just grabbed 2 screenshots from different videos they released and just put it in like behind photos, which
because that one was from when we first looked at it, right?
Yeah, we haven't gone back to it yet, just because like she released like another video, but then she privated / deleted her channel, so like it's not our issue anymore. We did like a 5-hour coverage of it, the best we could with what we had.
Yeah.
We covered at least everything that was available at that time. So this one, and then we have this one, which this one, someone just wanted the alert condition from Star Trek, and I'm like, I'll just put the fucking casting couch in the background. This one turned out not the greatest. I probably would have put something else behind this to kind of like make it kind of stand out a bit more in the background. So I probably would have done like this. Position layers. I probably would have see if I could have like filtered it in some way. Yeah, like I would have done something like that, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. Yeah. Let's see.
Okay.
I think the thing you do have to worry about when you are making thumbnails, or like me, where I like to add stuff. It's like, okay, when is it too much? When is it like hard to tell exactly what's going on? Because I think right now this is pretty good.
Wrong button.
Probably could add like maybe something like right between the text, but otherwise, yeah, he could be worse.
Return. I'm gonna quit game now.
Oh, I'll probably put like maybe this, like that. Bam. Okay, it works perfectly. And so when I edit this, I'll use this thumbnail because another thing I do use is I don't know if let me see if I can pull it up. without any issue. I use Vroid for like my the 3D model. And a feature of Vroid is that you can take photos of your model positioned in different locations. So let me show that. So that's one thing I try to do is because people put their faces in thumbnails, which I'm like, I don't want to put my face in a thumbnail. So I'm like, okay, so I usually use my like 3D model or my Fugi, which I'm using right now just because there was issues transferring switching models today when I was trying to do that. So you basically, once you make your character, I basically have the default pants because basically you only see like the waist up. So I just grabbed like a top and recolored it, something that I felt works because I usually have like greens and browns associated with this character. So I need to go to post-processing. I need to go anti-alias to like kind of fix the jankiness. I'm going to go to color grading, give him a bit of a warm tone. And then I'll go to, is it pixel? No, background. And I make the background blank. You can make it white if you want, because Canva is pretty good with like removing backgrounds. So if you wanted to like do, let's say I leave this on, actually no, do that off. I go into post-processing. I'm like, okay, let's do the comic one because I like
how Comic Sans?
No, the comic style.
Why are you doing Comic Sans? No!
It's this one, that one. Okay. So I kind of give it, there we go. So I kind of give it like a painterly, sort of like a bit more painterly style to the face. But unfortunately, the only thing is that the background's not white. So I had to be a bit more careful. It's on the bloom, color grading. Okay. So I do have to make her a bit more orangey, just so it's easy to pick her skin tone from the white in the background. So okay, now I go to, okay, so what's the mood I want to set for this thumbnail? It's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna do like a smile, and then we're gonna go like, oh, posing. So there's different poses, like default poses you can pick, and they move. Go. So that. So what I normally do is I do posing, and then I pick like a default pose. Like, so say, like so this way. So this one would be pretty good if you're doing a thumbnail and you have the character kind of like pointing over here. But I can change the hand, left hand. So make a grip, do thumbs up. Yeah, oops, I accidentally opened it up. So intensity, do pointing. So I do like that. If I'm like, okay, I don't like how like far away the elbow is, I can just grab that and do this. Just kind of adjust it. So when if you see my like little Fugi right now, what I did is I basically went into here and adjusted the character twice to like give different states to the Fugi. So that's what I do. The only issue is that I have to be careful if I'm like, okay, I don't like the specific way this like arm is bent. So I need to like, I need to turn the camera and I have to make sure I turn it back nearly correct, like almost to the exact same point. So like when my character swaps between not talking or talking, it doesn't look off. So we go like, okay, so we're gonna go, all right, so I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna turn these off so it's easier for me to see. Go to picture size so we can adjust the height and such of the image. When putting in Canva, it basically will, even though it may be transparency, it'll take the whole image. So like I try to like cut it as close as possible so it isn't like a bunch of dead space, because that dead space you have to like worry about it when you're also editing other pieces in the image. So I'll say I'll put it right here, and then I will take a screenshot and we'll go, okay, that is done. I'm gonna stop displaying. I'm gonna pull back.
You guys have fun. I'll be gone now.
Okay. Make sure to link your.
I will. I'll alert everybody.
Oh yeah, you're going to the stream thing.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh, did I? No, okay, my bad. No, it was fine. I was like, did I grab the right thing? Yes, okay. I thought I actually moved something else that I didn't mean to move. Okay. So, close that. Okay. So what I can do now is I'm going to open up my folder. I can just drag and drop this into here now. And I can go like, okay, we're stretching it. So when you upload drag and drop an image into here, it pulls into your uploads. You can also just go into here and upload stuff if you want. And it's pretty easy to use. I use this as well on iPad when I want to just make some thumbnails. I'm in bed and I'm like kind of bored. So I go to like for now, it's underneath the text. So I'm gonna go position, layers. I'm gonna go, bam, put up here. So what next what I can do is I can go background remove. It's gonna remove the background for me. So I don't want to get rid of this, but I'll just leave it here for now. So I will basically go like, okay, so actually, let me just put this right there. There. So I'm like, okay, I want to have like that. Okay, so but right now it's covering the text, so I will do this actually. There. So I'll grab that. And it's like, okay, so like it kind of like is a bit more blended into the background. So what I would do is I go to edit, shadows, and then you can add like a glow.
Yeah.
You can add a glow. There we go. And then I'll go like, okay, so I usually with my like characters, I have like a green glow, like a light green glow.
That is so much easier than when I try to add shadows in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of times I was told to deal with shadows. I had to make it, light perspective, like where light source is, and keep it consistent, which is horrendous.
Well, this is just like adding drops behind.
Yeah,
like
drop
whatever.
shadow.
Yeah, drop shadow, angled, pagelet. Oh no! Oops, accidentally clicked out of it. I didn't mean to do that. Go back here. The only issue is that I think it's just Chrome. Canva can be a bit slow if you're doing something complex in it. So sometimes it will like lag out on you. I don't have the issue on iPad. It's mostly just Chrome. I was okay. So yeah, like I have like a page lift. I have like an angled one. Like this would look pretty good. And probably a different setting. Like this is a bit too confusing. So I have a backdrop, which is below.
With a more simple background, it would be better.
This is curved. This is just an outline, which I'm waiting for it to catch up with me clicking that. Yeah, so this is an outline. Actually, I think this outline would actually work with this sort of setting, so I probably would make it a bit smaller. Maybe a little bit bigger. Just waiting for it to catch up to me. Come on. There we go. Like this would look perfect. But I'm not going to use this one right now because I already have this one. What I am going to do is I am going to adjust this to... Because now we mess with that to the outline. Because sometimes I will make a thumbnail and it'll be like, oh, I don't like how this is done, and I'll go back and adjust the thumbnail. For the, let me give you an example. For the Exolan thumbnail we did. Because I can show this. Initially I had it like this. So I had it the text straight, the hat's a bit more over there, that this is a bit off. I'm like, I was like, okay, do we want to do this one? I made like another one, which I removed the dunce cap. I'm like, I don't like the dunce cap. Do you guys like the dunce cap? And Fowd's like, oh no, I like the dunce cap. I'm like, okay, cool. So it got loaded and I'm like, wait, I'm going to make another adjustment. And I asked Greg to upload this final one, which is like, I tilted the text a little bit. I made it bigger. I adjusted where the dunce cap is. So, and I moved the text over as well. So the text is now like crossing over a bit of both of them. That is like one thing you have to kind of like fight with a bit, is if you have like a logo you want to include, is trying to figure out where exactly you're going to have it. So with like K-Hux logo, I was like, okay, I can actually put this at the bottom left because I believe when I was looking at thumbnails, that's kind of a consistent location that they have. But for like the off block one, we usually place it wherever within the thumbnail where it works.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, I actually like seeing like when channels use different like styles for like thumbnails, like where it's not just like the same thing repeated. Sometimes it works, but sometimes it doesn't for me. Like, I like how Oploc's like thumbnails are, because it's not just you who makes them. It's like other
Cat
people
or Greg. It really depends on who's
Cat,
like
Greg,
available.
Who's available, and it's not just like one person's decision either. It's like everyone works together on it in some way, like suggesting stuff to add to it.
Yeah, like the which one was this one? The Jar Liar Stalker one.
Yeah.
Pull that up. That thumbnail was done I don't know if I can it'll autoplay. But that one I did the thumbnail, but Makari came in and added like the jitter effect to it. Let's see if I have like the base version. So the base version in retrospect doesn't look as cool as the changed one. I have so many thumbnails. Okay, here. This one's slightly different. I added like a plastic background. The one we put up has like it's just black. So Makari came in and added like a jitter effect to the text, which works like really well. I don't know if I can actually do that to the text. I probably would have to turn it into probably like just export it and then bring it back in as like an image and then do that effect. But she was able to do it and it looks like fantastic on the thumbnail. I think I don't want to end my video on Jar. So we'll just go back to the thumbnail one. So okay, so that was like my little talk on like how I kind of do thumbnails. Do you have any questions, Name?
I don't think so. Granted, I've never made thumbnails but this is actually interesting to learn about.
Yeah, a lot of it is a bit of like looking at the like okay, so depending on what you're covering, so if like we're doing Destiny, I may look at what other people's thumbnails look like if they're covering a similar subject. But like, let me go here. So for Falgi, let me see. I might find it. So I've opened a bunch, like it's all like kind of like shifted down now.
Yeah, because I'm assuming it's a recent first.
It should be, but okay here. So Falgi wanted to go over Destiny's like a doc thingy. And I'm like, okay, so what did I want to do thematic wise for the stream? I'm like, okay, I had to think about it for a little bit. I'm like, okay, let's do like Phoenix Wright. So I just grabbed like the image of Phoenix Wright and just put Falgi's head over it. And it actually works really well.
Yep.
You can barely tell. There's like a little
close enough of art style.
Yeah, and since like it's like a bit zoomed down, you don't see the pixelization as badly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's just do jail bars. I had like a random image of Destiny already saved because we were doing like some Destiny stuff before. And I just used the background remover. It didn't work great because there's like some sort of artifacts right here, but I kind of like shifted it to the left to kind of hide it a bit. Then I was like, okay, I actually, let me see if it's still here. I actually grabbed, let me see. I think I actually, let me see. Okay, I grabbed this template. Oh, did it? Okay, so let me go back. I grabbed this template and used the colors right here on this side and use that as a sort of layout. But I made some adjustments. I add like the gold and I add the cracks. But I looked at specifically this template as like an idea as like a framing for the overall thumbnail. Because sometimes like if you're like kind of lost, like going to here can be helpful, but sometimes it's like I don't find anything I like.
Yeah, that's always the issue. It's like there's so many options, but you just can't find one you really like.
Yeah. Another thing to keep in mind is like, so this Canva has basically templates for Instagram, YouTube, different social medias. So this one is like a layout of a YouTube thumbnail, like the aspect ratio. So like you don't have to like remember it yourself. The only thing you need to do is come over here to share, go to download, and just, it suggests PNG, but you can't upload PNGs. You have to do JPEGs, and just make sure when you do that, you just drag it to 100% quality, and then you download it. A thing they have for Canva is like right here, they'll list like, hey, you're saving $5 on premium elements. Sometimes I try to go like, okay, let's tell me how expensive technically I can make this thumbnail. I think the highest I've gotten is like $15, just how much shit I add into it, just for fun.
Yeah, because otherwise you have to like if you're paying for it, you don't have to worry about like the licensing rights. But if you're just searching through, like let's say Google for images, there could be a licensing issue that for like non-commercial use. And thumbnails, I don't know if they fall under commercial use or not.
Don't know. Okay, here's like another example. Let me see if I can. There we go. Okay, so last night I was like trying to think of a thumbnail for today's stream. So I started out with this one, which I was like, okay, I'll just drop in my character. I'll have Monster Hunter Worlds in the background, then I'll have gaming and variety. And I'm like, okay. I put that up, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't like this. It could be a lot better. It just looks very disjointed. So I went like, okay, let me go pull up the game and take some screenshots. And what I did was I did this. So I changed the background. I removed like sort of like the actiony blue. I just found like a glittery sort of background. And then I just add in my character. I add like this little crayon marker because I couldn't get rid of the text. So I'm like, okay, let's obscure the text. Yeah. No one has to know. And I'm like, okay, let's look at some other things. So I add some scribbles in, I add some like little like sparkles behind the character to like add a bit more to it. And then we add like some splotches, and then it's just like adding a bit more to it, just to give it be a bit more visually interesting than just that. I mean, that is an option, but it's like, I'm gonna be doing a talk. I'm doing a talk today about making thumbnails. I might as well just like do a bit more effort to kind of like show it, if you know what I mean.